Welcome to CoronaCast, where we talk about the changes and the effects of the coronavirus on people's lives. Today, I have Jishnu Venkataraman, who is a dedicated blogger and a very passionate writer who wrote his first book at the age of 8. He's also very interested in politics.
Everyone has been affected by the lockdown. In your opinion, what is the most profound impact of the lockdown been on your life?
For most people, they say that the lockdown has had a negative impact on their lives, but I beg to differ. I've had more time to focus on my hobbies and to hone my skills in various arts.
Do you think the lockdown has been effective at flattening the curve and controlling the coronavirus, or was it just a mechanism to avoid the inevitable?
Okay, so this is a question we should explore a little bit of detail. So I feel that there were two scenarios that could have happened and that have happened in different countries across the globe. The first would be what our country has done, what India has done, that there are restrictions imposed in zones where people are showing symptoms of the virus or where there are a large amount of confirmed cases, large number of confirmed cases. Initially, there are a lot of restrictions that the government during the first wave, and the government slowly eases out over a long period of time in order to revive the economy, which is what's happening right now. So after this, a second wave is expected, and then there's a second scenario that has happened in countries like the UK and the US. In this scenario, the country goes on as business as usual, and in this scenario, since there are little to no restrictions on the people of that country, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of deaths that occur. And over a period of, in this case, a few years, or if not a few years, maybe a year or a year and a half, a herd immunity develops since around 70% of the population has already been infected with this virus at least once before, during maybe the first wave or the second wave that sweeps the country. In this case, the 70% that are already infected now have either recovered or died, and the ones that have recovered have a stronger immune response to this virus. So they have a better chance of fighting it off when they catch it again, if not being immune to it entirely. At this point, we are not sure.
So we have seen a lot of news channels covering, migrants walking from, different cities to their hometowns. And we've seen some pretty detailed coverage on that, on the migrant crisis.
So, well, first of all, I believe that it's not exactly a crisis. It's not crisis level, but it is a problem that needs our attention. It's definitely a problem that needs our attention. So, yes, there are a lot of migrants in our country who are not able to board the Shramik specials due to various reasons, and who still have to go back home. One way to help the migrants during the time of this so-called crisis is something that the central government has already spoken about. They've requested the state governments to provide transport, and in case if that's not possible, if that's not possible, if transport is impossible, then you could at least provide other facilities like clean drinking water and food and other places to rest in the night for the migrants who are traveling state to state.
Do you believe that, our government's 20,000 crore package rests on the idea of giving people loans, right? So do you think that is a better solution than actually putting money in people's hand? Because a lot of Nobel Prize winners and...
Well, what I believe you're talking about here is the concept of universal basic income. It actually is a very novel concept that shows quite a lot of promise. But in India, there are a few issues that we have to tackle. I'll just talk about this briefly. One issue is, of course, our population. It's easy to give about 2 to 3 million people enough money every month to survive even without working. But it's very hard to give 1.3 billion people money. In any case, even if you gave them really less, then they wouldn't be satisfied.
Government has asked state governments to take on the agenda of the migrant crisis, right? But many state governments have been complaining of lack of funding. And do you think this is just an excuse that state governments are using, or is there an actual lack of coordination and sync between the state and...
Because I've tried to travel interstate, I can say for sure that there isn't a lot of coordination between states, even if they were ruled by the same party. There has been a lot of interstate conflict
Yes.
in regards to especially interstate travel, the coordination is not at an all-time high. When I talk about the funds issue, I mean, I don't know for sure whether it's actually an excuse that state governments are using or whether they actually don't have the funds.
Okay.
Because whether they had it or not, it's not like they're being utilized in
Well
full,
enough.
100% efficiency. We
Sure.
still see a lot of shocking horrors as reported
Yeah.
on certain channels.
So there are a lot of people from the national government, many ministers and all. They say that it's a time to be united, and many of them dissuade from constructive criticism per se. So do you believe, like, in a time of today, should we have constructive criticism, or should we align ourselves with the government's defined agenda? Yeah.
In this pertaining to this question, I don't think it's an or, but it's more
Okay.
like an and. We
Okay.
should definitely have constructive criticism,
Okay.
but we should also follow what the government is telling us to do, because
Okay.
it's not like they've not done it without considerable planning.
Now, if I don't know if you've listened to some coverage, but Sonam Wangchuk, right? He took to social media and YouTube, and he asked people to boycott Chinese products and boycott Chinese software. So, do you think that's a viable option?
Boycott Chinese products movement has been there for probably decades, and it never actually gained much momentum. Every
Yeah.
time there was an issue concerning China and India, and in which we thought Chinese were in the wrong, such
Yeah.
as the Doklam standoff.
Yeah.
At that time, this boycott China movement gained momentum, not as much as we would have liked it to get, but it did certainly gain a lot of momentum. But
Okay.
during this pandemic, which most
Yeah.
countries blame China to be the cause
Okay.
for not containing the pandemic effectively,
Yeah.
it is. I feel that this moment is more powered on feelings instead of logic, because I don't think we can. It's not so answering questions. Not exactly very viable.